Somebody should please read for us. Just Mark 8, verse 34.
34. Then he called his disciples and the crowds to come over and listen. If any of you wants to be my follower, he told them, you must put aside your selfish ambition, shoulder your cross, and follow me.
Okay, I'll have that from the King James Version. Verse 34, King James Version.
When he had called the apostles to himself,
and when he had called the people unto him, with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
Okay, let's go to Matthew 16. Verse 24, just verse 24.
Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
Okay, can you read 22 and 23, please?
Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savourest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men.
Okay, let's go to Luke chapter 9, verse 23.
And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me.
57 to 62.
And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus said unto him, foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head. And he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Jesus said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of God. And another also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go bid them farewell which are at home at my house. And Jesus said unto him, no man, having put his hand to the plow, and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of God.
Luke 14. Luke 14. From verse 25.
And there went great multitudes with him. And he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me, and hates not his father, and mother, and wife, and children, and brethren, and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And whosoever doth not bear his cross, and come after me, cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first, and counteth the cost, whether he hath sufficient to finish it? Lest haply, after he hath laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build, and was not able to finish. Or what king, going to make war against another king, sitteth not down first, and consulteth whether he be able within 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage and desireth conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. Salt is good, but if the salt have lost its savour, wherewith shall it be seasoned? It is neither fit for the land, nor yet for the dunghill. But men cast it out. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear.
Let's just pick one from the Old Testament. 1 Kings 19 to 21.
So he departed thence and found Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen before him, and he with the 12th. And Elijah passed by him and cast his mantle upon him. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, Let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow thee. And he said unto him, Go back again, for what have I done to thee? And he returned back from him and took a yoke of oxen and slew them, and boiled their flesh with instruments of the oxen, and gave unto the people, and they did eat. Then he arose and went after Elijah and ministered unto him.
Amen. But for this study, let's take our teaching from Luke 9. Let's go to Luke 9:23. And he said to them all, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Follow me. The question is, when he says, if any man will come after me, what does that mean? Any response? What does that mean? If any man? It's a condition is given. If any man. Okay. Must be willing. Must come after me. Okay.
The person wants to follow him. The
Follow
person
him.
wants to be his disciple.
Amen. Person wants to be his disciple. Wants to be a disciple. Person wants to be like him. So if you don't go through these conditions, it's difficult to be like him. And Jesus was very definite. See, if any man is any man, it could be a pastor, it could be a GO, it could be anybody, it could be a guy. If any man wants to be like me, wants to be my disciple, he said, let him deny himself. The A is let him deny himself. Now I want us to look at self. Self. What is this self? What is this self? Now there are two branches of one poisonous tree. The poisonous tree is called the human nature. It's called the Adamic nature. The nature that had its source from who? From Adam. Then these two branches are, number one is the flesh. The second one is the self. They look similar, but they have two different ways of manifestations. The one that is very obvious is the flesh. The one that is not very obvious is self, except you know how to catch it. But let's look at flesh first in Galatians 5. Let's dissect the flesh. Galatians 5, verse 19. Somebody should help us to read. I need to 21.
Now the
works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envies, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Okay, can we have that from the Living Bible? You have the Living Bible here.
From the
Living Bible.
Yes, I can read it.
Okay.
But when you follow your own wrong inclinations,
Listen.
but when you follow your own wrong inclinations, your life will produce these evil results:
Look at what it produces on
impure thoughts, eagerness for lustful pleasure, idolatry, spiritism, that is, encouraging the activity of demons, hatred and fighting, jealousy and anger, constant effort to get the best for yourself, complaints and criticisms, the feeling that everyone else is wrong except those in your own little group. And there will be wrong doctrine, envy, murder, drunkenness, wild parties, and all that sort of thing. Let me tell you again, as I have before, that anyone living that sort of life will not inherit the kingdom of God.
See, after you go through this list, go through it one by one. One by one. I want to ask us a question. A pastor or a choir master who is an adulterer, does he have a right to preach to a juju man? A juju man is not in church. The pastor is in church. Choir pastor is in church. The deacon is in church. A juju man is not in church. But does he have the right to preach to him? No. Why? They belong to the same tribe. They are the same family. So you will not say my own is this, his own is that. It's the same tribe. I had a story and it was striking to me. The lady told me that they went to the prayer meeting and this man was praying fall and die prayer. He raised that prayer, fall and die prayer. Do you know that after that prayer, not long the pastor died? Pastor died. That is why, if you want the wish to die, you are in the same tribe with the witch. If you are an adulterer, if you get involved in white parties, you mention white parties there. Drunkenness, wrath, anger. The stone may come back to the person, so you are throwing stone. That's why a wise man is careful not to pray those kind of prayers. It's true. Because it is the same tribe. These are the works of the flesh. Let's have it on good news. Good news Bible.
What human nature does is quite plain.
Hmm?
It shows itself in immoral, filthy, and indecent actions.
You see that? Immoral, filthy, indecent actions with your iPhone. Indecent actions. When you are canceling somebody in a secret place. And so many things are happening. It's part of the works of the flesh. Sister confessed they went for a conference planning. Conference is going on. The plan of the conference, all of the ministers will be doing some things in the car with her and still go to the conference. Fuck it. You see this is, look at it. In this sense. You see that? Envies. Hatred. Can you continue, sir? The good news.
In worship of idols and witchcraft.
You see, worship of what?
Idols.
Idols and witchcraft. Continue.
People become enemies and they fight. They become jealous, angry, and ambitious.
People become enemies and they fight. It's not happening in church. There's a painful story. A sister died in church because of strife. She couldn't take it. It was a shock that in God's house we were fighting for position. It was too much on her. She died. She was buried. And the husband is also a pastor. The people in church that were doing it were there, they were healthy and strong. But they were after her. She didn't know how to cope with pressure. She didn't know how to cope with misunderstanding from church members, with positions, with wickedness. Wickedness in church. Do you know that in some churches they take you to church? Brother told us in the guest house he was in one church. They sent a python to that church, in that guest house. They were fighting over off positions that time. They were harming themselves. That's how Satan finishes the church. It's the flesh. Church, everything's happening. It's the flesh. That's why the church is not moving on. It's the flesh. I want to ask us, is there not envy in church and jealousy? How about hatred? Divisions, camps. And for this person and for this person. It's anyone who lives like this so cannot enter the kingdom. Say they works on the flesh. Say they are play. Good news says what? They are what? They are play. It's not eating. You see it. See it. One version said it is obvious. KJV says manifest. Manifest. And the mistake the church has made is to they pray about these ones one by one. They say, God help me because of uncleanness. Help me because of envy. It doesn't work like that. If you don't deal with the manufacturer of these things, the person is not free. What is the manufacturer here? It's the flesh. It's the flesh. It's the flesh. The Lord will deliver us from the flesh in the name of Jesus. Amen. Then the other branch is called self. Self. Self is not as plain as the flesh, but self is there. So we're going to look at this. This, what is self? Please, can you read again for us? What is self?
Self exerts authority over the activities of man. Self is natural. It grows to find its own direction, expression, and particular impression it wants to create on any man or anywhere. Self as natural life is born by Mr. Flesh. It has its origin in the flesh. John 3:3-6. No one learns about self. He is born with it. It is possible to work after Mr. Flesh, just as it is possible to work after Jesus, even if one is born again.
Do you see that? Even if you are born again, it's supposed to walk after the flesh or after Jesus. Continue.
The mind is subject to whosoever is in control. Romans 8:1-9.
The battlefield is the mind. Whosoever takes control, you follow him. If the flesh takes control or the self, what happens to you? You must follow him. If Jesus takes control, what happens to you? You follow Jesus. That is why it's a daily walk with Christ to be able to handle these things. Continue.
We can only recognize the presence of Mr. Flesh by what we see someone do or mind.
You see that? That's how we know the flesh. Or we see someone do or mind, we say the flesh has come. We say the flesh has come. See somebody, what he does, what he minds. Continue.
It is impossible for a servant to serve two masters.
You can't serve two masters. Jesus will not accept it that you will serve him and serve Mr. Flesh. He doesn't accept it. Okay.
Self as a personality is very alive.
It's very alive.
When it takes charge, that person must obey him and mind after the things of the flesh.
You must obey him by force when he takes charge.
The mind is independent, but it can be used as a wrong person.
By a wrong person.
By a wrong person. Self.
Yes. Continue.
The spirit is distinct from the flesh and has its own things.
See, that's what we talk about. The fruit of the spirit, that is all things.
As soon as Peter spoke, Jesus quickly knew that his speech was of the flesh and that Peter was no longer following him.
You see, Peter, it's as if he was caring for Jesus. You know that? He said, no. He said, you are speaking from men. You're speaking from men. At that point, Peter was no longer following. Do you get it?
Yeah.
He was no longer following.
A. The flesh can talk. Romans 8:5.
Can you read that Romans 8:5?
Those who live as their human nature tells them to have their minds controlled by what human nature wants. Those who live as the Spirit tells them to have their minds controlled by what the Spirit wants.
It means that the flesh can tell you to do something. It can talk to you. It can talk to you. It can tell you why. Why is it taking you for granted? It can tell you why is it insulting you. It can tell you, you will say why is he humiliating you. It can talk to you.
So, sir,
Yes.
So those things in the world we say his ego has taken place. So ego is really about flesh.
Oh, it's flesh. Ego is about flesh. Okay, B.
B. A person becomes an enemy of God when he does and obeys the human nature.
It's an enemy of God when he does and obeys the human nature. He becomes an enemy of God. Why is this so?
Why it is worrying is that...
No, before you continue, do you know why they say people should be born again? It's not because the person is bad that we say you are born again. It's not because we say you are wrong, we say you are born again. Because Muslims misunderstand that. Muslims say, after all, we are better and a good person, morally good. If some people say they are morally good, why are you asking me to be born again? The reason why people are told to get born again is because their first part is faulty. The source is from Adam. That's the problem. It's because Satan saw something bad seed in Adam. That's why he was born again. So whatever is born of the flesh is what?
Flesh.
It's flesh. Even if you are good, but your source is from the wrong place, Adam. That's the problem. That's the reason. Continue.
Why it is worrying is that human nature can also do good things like giving money or singing songs.
Human nature can also do good things, good works.
He is an enemy of God as well as the person who fornicates.
It's an enemy of God.
They belong to the same tribe,
Yes.
the flesh.
Yes.
The question a person must answer each time he is confronted with an issue is, who told you?
Who told you? Remember the story of Adam and Eve, eh? Huh? Say, man, say, naked. Say, who told you you are naked? Who told you you are naked? Who told you? You should always ask yourself this question when people are talking to you. A being is talking to your mind. Where is it coming from? Who told you that you are going to die? Who told you will not live up to 70 years? Who told you? Who told you that because you are feeling like that, it is cancer? Who told you that? Where is it coming from? Continue.
Genesis 3:11. Who is giving the direction?
That is the question.
Who told you that what they are saying to you is an insult?
Who told you that?
Hallelujah.
Who told you that? What they are saying to you is an insult. Who told you that? Eh? Who told you that? That is an insult.
Yes.
Who gave that definition of insult?
Yes.
Who told you? Okay. Eh?
Who told you that the suffering is too much and you can no longer bear it?
Who told you that? Who told you that? Don't resolve this answer. The question is difficult to proceed with Jesus. Who told you that?
When the Bible actually says He will not allow us to go through much more than we can bear.
See? Who told you that? When we are learning discipleship that we are in this situation to deal with you. Eh? And then he's doing that, you say it's too much. Who told you that? Who told you that? Okay, continue.
Who told you that the cloth is not good for you?
Who told you that? You must answer that question when it comes. Who told you that? Who told you that? Who told you that? Do you know that it is better to allow Jesus to speak to people than you telling somebody what you are doing is not good? If you tell like that, you don't understand. But if Jesus comes, he knows. Who told you that? Continue.
Who told you that your future is more secured when you go and work than when you abandon all and go into ministry?
Who told you that? Told you that? The minister had a call into ministry, and God was calling them, and the wife was crying. The wife said, "My freezer, my freezer, my freezer," because they stopped this in the freezer food. Shall we go to leave all this and go and answer gospel? And the wife cried and cried. The man said, "It's no longer good." Yes, the woman cried. Not too long after that, the woman died of cancer. Not long after that, the woman died himself. Who told you that when you go and do God's work, death will just kill you? Question is, who told you? Who told you? Do you know that Jesus can tell you to do some strange things? What will happen to you? What will happen to you? Because it's with you.
Yeah.
So we must need to obey Jesus, his voice, anytime. Okay, continue.
Who told you that you will be a beggar when you go into mission?
Who told you that? That once you become a missionary, a minister of God, you will just be begging. Who told you? Who told you? There's some people that say, I don't want to be begging. I want to work. I want to save money. When I save money, I'm going to serve God. And you ask them, where is that money you saved? You couldn't save anything. Who told you? Continue.
I don't like people talking to me like that. Who set that standard?
Who set that standard? Like people talking to me like that. Who set that standard? Who set that standard? Okay, continue.
No coexistence. The spirit and the flesh cannot coexist in one place.
They can't live in one place. No. They can't live in one place. There's a trouble.
The two are not friends.
They are not friends.
It makes you not to do what you want.
Now look, ask a man who has 2 wives. He said trouble. You didn't read that story about that man. He told all of them, all of you should go. No, I'm not marrying all of you again. Because he said me have peace again. They gave him trouble. True story. He went in that first told them at the same time. Say since they came to he have not been resting. All of them should go. All of them should go. See.
As long as you are double-minded, no one has the power over the other.
No one has the power over the other.
You have to voluntarily choose whom you will serve.
We have to make that choice now. Whom do we want to serve? Is it the flesh or the spirit? We must make that choice.
The one you choose will give you a result of what you will be and have.
See, you have to choose. Anytime people come to a point they choose to follow Jesus, battle starts. You know why? Because the flesh has followed you before you were born. For 10 years, it was controlling you. 20 years, 25 years. And you come to make a decision now. You say, what do you mean? You just come to want to leave me like this. And you will fight. Flesh will fight. Flesh is real, is alive. Okay, go ahead.
The works of the flesh. Galatians 5:16-21. In a choir master, is a choir master or pastor who fornicates in church better than a harlot who lives in the brothel? Both are apprentices of Mr. Flesh.
They are apprentices of Mr. Flesh. Actually, if a man come and say, okay, let us go to evangelism, let's go to a protest place. In fact, if the apostle slap him, the man, the lady is correct. Say, what do you mean? Why are you talking to us? But you know where we see now. Continue.
How about an imam or juju priest and a pastor who controls, curses people, and calls fire if he is opposed or corrected?
What's the difference? Same tribe. Same tribe.
Same flesh.
The manifestations of self. What are different ways that self manifests?
What are different ways that this self manifests? Do you know that? I just want us to dissect the flesh, the self. Self doesn't like to be corrected. Anytime you react when you are corrected, self is at work.
Yes.
Self is at work. Self doesn't like to be disgraced too. So you are disgracing me here. Ask him, who told you that you are being disgraced? Who told you? Self cannot live by faith. Anytime the bank balance is getting down, self is afraid. Self is afraid. See them troubled. Why are you troubled? He said, my bank balance is going to zero. Cannot live by faith. Self cannot trust God. That is why when we were in mission school, there was a program they put in place to make us comfortable to live a life where there is no bank balance. It is later we didn't understand that time. It's what we call field trip. The field trip you go for, they will give you money for transport to go, but no money to come back. The school will normally come distribute money to us for transport. And they want you, if we hear you pay money, you are sanctioned. They want to see how God will provide for you to come back. So they will send all of us. So when we go, that time my wife was sent to Ife, all the way from the north. I was sent to Kafanchan. Go to Kafanchan. They will share us into 2 by 2. We stay for some days there. And God was wonderful. When we were going, someone will say, can you have this 2 naira? Can you have this 5 naira? We got to get it together. And when you pay your transport back, the balance, you return it to the school. It's not for you. It's a training program. Or teach you faith. Then after that one was called faith trip. The faith trip, we went all the way to Kaduna, one village. We get to a place. We trek 9 hours into the Bagi settlement. Some of us, we have blisters on the feet. It's part of the training. You go there, we stay 2 weeks inside the bush preaching. And then they will give you food. Give you tuwo with ash. You know tuwo with ash. And the soup was only groundnut oil, no cooked. They will pour it in the plate for you. No meat. And then watching you, if you do face one guy,
Yes.
the villagers will sit down watching you.
Yes.
Once you do face one kind, they will not accept your gospel.
Yes.
The water, oh, the color of a tea. I don't know.
Muddy water.
And if you make a mistake and you are praying tongues and you are blessing it, you are in trouble. They will not accept the gospel. They will just drink it by faith. And if you lick your mouth as if it's sweet. One pastor was going to for Operation Joshua. He bought Eva bottles. He bought and chartered them. By the time they got to the mission field, all the bottles broke. God was teaching him a lesson. By the time he entered the vehicle into what is this field? One field like that. All the bottles broke. They were supposed to drink their water. That's part of the training. So self revolts when we expose him to all this. He doesn't like it. I visited the field one time. The brother leading that work had first class in chemistry in the early 80s. And he went to stay in that village among the Hausa people. He had worked there for years and made disciples. So we go to visit the work. And we passed through the small river. And we saw the cow drinking from that river. I saw them fetch water there. And we got to the hut. And they brought it. And the village people sat down watching us. And we drank it. And ate their food. See, the preparations are to help you, because Jesus was God. He's not also. He stepped down, transformer. He came down. Just came down to live among us. Missionaries also go down to their level and sit with them. So, himself doesn't want suffering, doesn't want to suffer. Self cannot bear hardship, cannot bear difficulty. You see him what? Troubled. Do you know that self can give testimony? Testimony. Yes. Self can give testimony. Self can raise money from the pocket. Self can raise money. They say that offering, raise it up very, very well. Why are they telling you like that? You know you can't raise 15 naira. I'm telling you how self operates. The psychology in God's house. Yes. And sometimes they read a very good scripture to back it up. The same self also that operates from the pulpit first can operate in the pew. You know? If he has 500 naira for transport and he has 200 naira for offering, because you have told him to raise it up, he will not want to raise up the 200 naira. Are you following? He will raise up what? 500 naira. The self will prefer to trek than to be disgraced. You will say, Why do you want to disgrace us? He's still talking. He talks. He talks. Why do you want to disgrace us here? Is it only you that has no money? Eh? And you tell it quiet. We are going, yeah. You see, if I do that, say yes, give it. Let us trek. Let us trek. Follow you. One brother gave a meeting on the island here. He came to speak in a non-child fellowship, and they will give him offering. And the money he had on him was for the toll gate. He said, how can I come here and I don't give offering? Self told him, I don't want to disgrace us here, a man of God. And he said, but toll gate said, let us just give you. How will you do that? So he gave all that he had on him. He got to toll gate, he couldn't cross. Self made him suffer. Himself is terrible. He doesn't want to be made as if he's a lonely person. He doesn't want to follow the minority. He wants to follow the majority. He walks in different ways. Self can be afraid. Fear is part of self. Self can pray long prayers. In his house, he cannot pray for more than 20 minutes. If you ask him to round up prayers, he takes it for 15 minutes. And you wonder, when is he going to stop? It's sad. So he's so subtle. It's Self doesn't want you to grab him without notice for an assignment. You say, why didn't you tell me last week? I would have prepared well. Self likes to prepare well. Self likes to prepare well. Say, you can't just come here and uproot me like this. You would have given me notice 2 weeks ago. That's self. Hallelujah. May God deliver us from self in the name of Jesus. Amen. Now we are going to look at. Remember, we are talking about let him deny what? Himself. Himself we have been talking about. What is this denying self? That is page 9. Denying self. We are looking at parts of deliverance, the pathway of deliverance from Mr. Self. Good news calls it forget self. Let him do what? Forget yourself. Forget yourself. First of all, self is an occupant. Self is an occupant. Inside of what? A man is an occupant. Self can find its own expression in the life of a man. Self is a personality in a man. So that's why he said here, forget self. Forget him. Good news. Williams translation says, say no to what? Say no to self. So when he talks to you, what do you say in your heart? No. No. Say refuse to listen to resist him, to oppose. Jerusalem Bible calls it, let him renounce himself. Renounce yourself. To disclaim, disown, to cast out, to divorce, to refuse to have any further dealings with. New English Bible says, leave self what? Behind. Behind. It means to abandon, to go without, to neglect, not to notice, to as if it is not there. Phillips translation says, give up all right to himself. You know, self insists on his own right. That also give up right to himself. Or is there anyone here who has not been denied of a right? My sister is laughing. Give up right to yourself. Disregard, lose sight of, forget his own interest, amplified, cancel any regard. That is something it talks about. Mere rubbish. Say mere rubbish. Yourself is mere rubbish. We throw away the rubbish. Mere garbage. Couldn't say mere garbage. Williams calls it refuse. It shows that you don't put pride on yourself if the Bible describes yourself like this. Disown himself, that is, refuse and give up himself. Amplify. Put self aside. Living Bible. Put self what? Aside. To ignore oneself. To pay no attention to completely forget it. When people estimate themselves as something and people say they are not, they get angry.
Don't you know who I am?
Don't you know where I am? Don't you know that? I was in a wedding that we call people to, the chairman, the high table. This lady was not called. I've never seen that before. Lady was so angry. He created a cell in that wedding. But they created a seat for her. Oh, that was obvious. That was so obvious. That shows that the self is mere refuse. It's rebel. Mark 8:34 from Jerusalem Bible. Refuse to identify with. Punish.
Let me confess, before.
Okay.
Years ago, it happened to my husband and I. Okay. And I was the one that created the scene. But the minute they created that seat for us at the high table, I felt so miserable. After a while, I had to pack my things and I left my husband. But why I'm saying this is that day, after a while, it was like, well, why did you do this? Why did you make a fuss? Why did you? And I now felt so horrible, so terrible, and so I found I wasn't fitting in again. So I didn't even tell my husband anything. And we didn't have mobile phones in those days. So he just noticed I wasn't around and he was looking for me, But I had to leave because I felt like dirt. I felt I had humiliated myself, humiliated everybody, and all that.
Thank you for sharing that with us. That is what self does. And it's because she had the Spirit of God in her that she felt like that. Unbelievers don't feel miserable. It's we that realize it and we caution ourselves. It's a battle we face every day. Nobody is free from this. That's why we need to trust God to help us. Yes. Refuse to banish, identify with, banish from memory, forget. It's a sheer loss. Paul said, I don't count my life as anything. To part it, whatever values placed on it, part with it. Let me tell you, the cause of our trouble in this church itself the cause of our woe in the world is the flesh and self. Do you know that the devil has power and advantage over yourself? Let me tell you, to shock you, the devil has demonstrated his power when he sees self. We only know that Satan is around when we see self manifest. What makes the devil has job to do is self and flesh. If it is possible to evacuate self from man, the devil loses job. You are not getting it. The devil has appointments and ministry and job because he has self in you. The day yourself is evacuated and flesh, Satan's ministry is finished in that life. He doesn't have ministry again.
Can that really happen?
Eh?
Can that really happen?
As you go closer to Jesus,
Hallelujah.
it can happen.
Amen.
The devil pulls some strings through the flesh. Let me tell you, the devil does not give up. So first he knows he has left an informant in a man, and it's the flesh. The devil can go to sleep because he has the flesh in members of the church. He can go to sleep. He will say, I have my servant doing my work in that church, and that is flesh. When the governor of Imo State was leaving office, do you know what the man was doing? Okorocha was doing. He made some last-minute appointments. Why did he do that? To protect his interest when he leaves office. It is the flesh that protects Satan's interest in a life. When Satan did that at the garden, Satan left the flesh to protect his interest. To finish a church or finish God's work, as far as Satan has the flesh, he is secured. The ministry is ongoing. Now Satan becomes agitated anytime the cross is entering the church. Anytime Christ is coming to the church, you know his fears. He said they are going to deal with the servants in the lives of the people, the flesh. And once the servant is dealt with, he loses ministry there. We're going to read the scripture, a strange passage. And then we go to Romans 7. We're so close. That's where we are close, and after we'll continue. In Deuteronomy, 21, verse 18 to 21. Somebody should read for us, please.
Suppose a man has a stubborn, rebellious son, who will not obey his father or mother, even though they discipline him. In such cases, the father and mother must take the son before the leaders of the town. They must declare, "This son of ours is stubborn and rebellious and refuses to obey. He is a worthless drunkard." Then all the men of the town must stone him to death. In this way, you will cleanse this evil from among you, and all Israel will hear about it and be afraid.
See, self is stubborn and rebellious. Self does not listen to instruction. Fasting cannot deliver a man from self. Prayer cannot deliver a man from self. Is stubborn, is rebellious. So these parents carried this child. They were tired. You know what happened? They delivered it to the elders of the city. Do you know, brethren, that Jesus did that for us? He was handed over to the elders. He carried our sinful self. This child, stones came after him. You know, in our first session, we're talking about those killings. Experience. These are stones. These are stones that come to deal with self. Contradictions of sinful men. Provocations are stones. Disappointments, they are stones. Unmet expectations are stones. Humiliation are stones. Rejection are stones. Persecutions are stones. Denials are stones. Betrayals are stones that are coming upon you, upon yourself. Are you following? And those stones, the aim is to bring the self to what? To death. And Jesus was made sin. Our Mr. Iniquity was put upon him.
Hallelujah.
That is the good news. You can read that in Isaiah 53. The Bible says that he took our iniquity what? Upon him. He took our self. He drank that cup of self at the Gethsemane. When he drank that cup of self, the father could not look at him again. He said, Father, why have you forsaken me? On the way to the cross, the father never answered Jesus because he took on our iniquity upon him. We're going to look at Romans 7. We'll also pray. Romans 7. Romans 7. Verse 1 to 4. Can somebody read for us?
Now, dear brothers and sisters, you who are familiar with the law, don't you know that the law applies only while a person is living? For example, when a woman marries, the law binds her to the husband as long as he is alive. But if he dies, the law of marriage no longer applies to her. So while her husband is alive, she would be committing adultery if she married another man. Her husband dies, she is free from that law and does not commit adultery when she remarries. So my dear brothers and sisters, this is the point. Die to the power of the law when you died with Christ. And now you are united with the one who was raised from the dead. As a result, we can produce a harvest of good deeds for God.
Hallelujah. I want us to draw lessons from this passage with an illustration about this lady that got married to a man, and the man gave this lady trouble. For 10 years, the lady suffered in the hand of this man. But by law of marriage, she could not leave that man. She could not leave that man. One day she went to the market and she saw another man. And she told that man that she wished she could marry that man. The man said, sorry, you know you are married, I can't marry you, that be adultery. She went back home again. And the husband showed her in trouble. 15 years she suffered. And then one day, she also went out. As she was coming, she was hearing crying in the compound. And they say, your husband is dead. She pretended as if she was happy, but she was sad. But inwardly, what happened to her? She was just happy. But she had to do something to bring out tears. And she wept. But inwardly, she was happy. This man was dead. Then after 3 months, she went out again and saw that man. She told that man, I inform you that man you talked about is dead. The man said, the news has come to me. We can now get married. Do you know that? All of us, one by one, we had a husband. Our husband is Mr. Self. Our husband is the flesh. Our husband had authority over us. Our husband was a serious personality. Our husband was a Lord over our lives. Our husband controlled us. Our husband led us to do things we didn't plan to do. That's why Paul was saying in Romans 7, if you read down, he said, what I don't want to do is what I found myself doing. He said, but he saw it was sin that worked in me. It is that flesh. It was a personality in him that made him to do that. He said, the good he doesn't want to do is what he did. The bad is what he did. So can deliver him for what? His body of death. It is that husband. It's that self. But I have good news for us. The Lord Jesus came and took our husband. Hallelujah.
Amen.
The bride price he paid to marry us was the cross, the death on the cross.
Amen.
He took our husband, Mr. Self, Mr. Flesh, and he went to the cross. So when Jesus died, what happened to our husband? Our husband died. And when our husband died, Jesus came to marry us. So Jesus became our new husband. They might bear fruit unto him. Actually, you cannot be free to bear fruit to Jesus until you are free from that former husband. If you are not free from that former husband, any work you do in church will be adulterated. You bring the flesh into the work, and you bring Jesus into the work. It cannot work. It is when you are free from flesh You can serve Jesus in newness of spirit. But to deliver you, Jesus went to the cross. He took your iniquity, Mr. Self and flesh, and went to the cross. And he died. When he died, yourself died. Actually, the truth is that you died. I died. We don't have to pray that we will die. No, you're already dead. So sometimes when people are praying, they say, Lord, I want you to take me to the cross to die. No, you're already dead. The truth in the Bible is that you have been crucified with what? Christ. With Christ. The challenge you have now is for the death to be total. For it to be total, you have to obey that Jesus says. Carry your cross daily. That's what makes it total. Now, 4 quick things you must know about the cross. Number 1 is that you must have revelation of your death. Revelation of your death. It's called knowledge. 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 Number 2, you have to believe that you died. That is reckoning. You account yourself dead. That should be Romans chapter 6. Romans chapter 6, verse 11. You reckon yourself dead. That is, you have to believe. Believe. What's the first one? Revelation knowledge. You have to have that revelation knowledge that you died with Christ, that yourself died, your whole life died. You know why we need to know this? Because many times your mind tells you is what you can do that can make you to achieve anything in life. That thing, what you can do is dead. It's not you. Your capacity now should be bigger because of who? Christ. Some years ago, a brother took one of our vehicles in the office and was going to the lorry. And it was 504. It was 505. On the way to the lorry, the engine, it was 504. The engine knocked, and they towed the vehicle to the office in Ibadan. The mechanic said, we can take the engine of the 505 that the body is bad, and put it in the 504 that the body is good. It's okay. Do that. So they transferred the engine and removed the bad engine. Yes. But when you see the 504 on the road, you wonder, how can this be 504? It was moving like what? 505. But it was the body of what? 504. We Christians carry the body of 504.
Hallelujah.
But we move with the speed of 505.
Hallelujah.
Because of Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
That is now marrying us.
Question.
Okay, someone has a question?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
The capacity in Christ is too much. That's why I say, forget about yourself. Ignore yourself. Renounce yourself. Don't regard yourself anymore. Deny him. Say no to him. I don't want you again. I want Jesus with a bigger what? Capacity. So it is Jesus that now has come to do what? To marry us. Jesus came to take over our body.
Hallelujah.
It's an exchange life. Oh. He exchanged us. Let me tell you, if you tried it tomorrow, you can't improve yourself. You can't modify yourself. You can't change yourself. The better thing is to discard it. Don't want it again. The Christian growth only built from Christ as a new creation man. The old man cannot be spiritual. The old man cannot be matured as a Christian. The old man, if you read the Bible with the old man, you are frustrated. You won't understand it. The old man is like thorns and briars. You read the Bible, it will choke it. That's why there is no growth in church, because people are reading Bible, doing quiet time with their old life. People are serving God with their old life. You see, people are struggling in church. People are not praying enough. People are not going for me in evangelism. Because you wanted to serve God with their old life. The old life must go.
So I just there's a point you made that you said to check adulterated.
Okay.
You said if you are not free from self, any fruit is there in church will be adulterated. Adulterated means to make impure, degrade, debase, spoil, taint, defile, contaminate, pollute, foul, solid, doctor, tamper with, mix, lace, dilute, water down, thin out, weaken, bastardize, corrupt, render a poorer quality by adding another substance.
So wonderful.
Sorry, please, can you read this again? Where's the mic?
Yes. We've had the microphone.
Sister Bin, read it slowly, I beg.
Yes.
I didn't want to continue
Okay.
this time.
Yes.
Okay, I said adulterated, to make impure, degrade, debase, spoil, taint, defile, contaminate.